Hey, what's up and welcome back to another video, Bash Brothers Fishing DMV. And today it's all about installing the bilge pump in the Alumacraft 1232. I did it differently than I did in my boat, so take a look at this video. I know some folks out there are a little confused on how to wire a bilge pump that has that auto on feature. So in this video, I go into that in full detail, blow by blow. After the video, I'll be announcing the Super Clean giveaway winner. Also going to tell you some cool things coming up on the channel, guys. Let's get into it. This is the bilge pump I'm going with. This is an 1100 gallon per hour bilge pump. This is a pretty hefty bilge pump for this size boat, but with everything that we've got invested in this, want to make sure it's well protected. Link in the description below to this exact bilge pump. I've got this one on my boat and I absolutely love it. I've had this pump trip on and pump out water rapidly, so I'm pretty much sold on this pump right here. The wiring for the bilge pumps are pretty basic. So some will have 2 wires, a positive and negative wire. Some will have 3. And if you have a 3rd wire, chances are that means that you have a pump that has an automatic trip on it, which means it will detect water in your boat and turn on automatically and pump it out. The ground wire is black and then the other 2 are power. The difference between these 2 power leads will determine which one goes to the switch panel and which one goes directly to the battery. So you can either read the instructions and it'll tell you clearly which one is which. So to test it out, I just connect the ground wire to the ground on the battery and I connect the power to the battery as well. All right, so as we see, once this one touches, it turns on immediately. This is the one you want on your switch panel, okay? Because you want to be able to hit that switch and it kicks it in and turns on. Now, what should happen is when I touch this one that has the brown wire that has the white strip on it, nothing happens. So this means that this is the one that's connected to the auto feature. So in every bilge pump, it has a little floaty in here. You can hear it. And when the water level rises up, it triggers the bilge pump to turn on. I have the power here, so let's pretend water gets in it. I'm going to turn this upside down. It should turn on. All right, that's the automatic on feature right there. I turned it upside down to imitate water rising in your boat and making the float come up. How I'm going to install this bilge pump, I'm going to have it in this back corner right down here. And I'm going with this corner because for this boat, it just makes a lot more sense. I wanted to put it right here. It'll be really hard to take this battery in and out without breaking this bilge pump if the pump is right next to it. This battery is pretty heavy and it would just be a matter of time before you smash the bilge pump with this battery. Over here gives you the most flexibility to do whatever you need with this battery or in this area, period. I'll have the onboard charger mounted right there. I can't stick the bilge pump over here because I need space to be able to do whatever I need with the onboard charger, whether that's take it out or troubleshoot wiring or anything like that. It's going to be on a panel and I need to be able to move that panel out. To get it in this corner, I'm not going to mount it to the transom like I did before. I'm actually going to create a L bracket that goes down from this track right here down to the floor of the boat and underneath the bilge pump. And underneath the bilge pump, I have these 3 holes that I'll be able to screw the pump into. All right, so I'm basically making a very long L-shaped mount. To do that, I'm going with some leftover aluminum I've got. This is 0.04, very thin, very lightweight, but thick enough that it will keep this bilge pump stuck to the bottom of the boat. You want your pump as flat as possible to detect water as quickly as possible. If I need to go thicker, I do have some 0.063, that's 1/16 inch aluminum I can go with if I need to, but I'm gonna try to keep this super light, go with 0.040 for the mounting bracket for the bilge pump. This is the flotation device I was showing you inside the bilge pump. When the water level rises, it raises this up and triggers the pump to turn on. So I've got this off because I need to trace this out on the aluminum and get a fairly good representation of the shape of this. It'll go something like this onto this aluminum. So I'm gonna trace this out and trim this up a bit. The pump is gonna be facing this way. So I will leave enough of an end over on this side that I need to mount the L bracket. I'll put an L bracket right here pointing up, and then just for demo, put the other piece right here. So rivet it in on the back side, rivet it underneath, and then up to the top to the track. Don't worry, I'll take you through this step by step. If that didn't make any sense, all in my mind. All right, so we're gonna trace this up and get going. So I've got my 3 dots. These are 3 holes right there. And I'm gonna line that up, put this here. I'm just gonna make this a straight edge. We've got the basic layout. I'm gonna cut this piece off right here, make it a uniform piece. Just shave this off, like the dome of the base of the bilge pump. And I'll be attaching this here and then get another piece of aluminum that'll go up to the track. So I got everything marked up. Just gonna drill my holes. All right, so we got our 5 holes drilled out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Forget about the blue ones, those are just mistakes. So I think we got it all ready to go. Time to rivet this whole thing together and get the base set up. I've got this piece done, got all my holes ready to go. I got the bracket, one side of the bracket drilled out as well. That will go at the bottom. So this post will ultimately be secured to this piece of angle aluminum, this track right here. And I'm just measuring for the height. Mark it right below this piece of angle. Actually, I have to go a little bit lower because I need to account for the thickness of the angle at the bottom. One thing I love about thin aluminum is when you're working with this thin aluminum like this, you can just go ahead and get your snippers and easily just make your cut. All right, now we can just start to piece it all together. Let me grab some rivets. All right, we got the prototype done, guys. Worked out really well. It's on there pretty good. It's gonna be flush. The wires are clear. All right, we've got her down in there. Haven't riveted it in yet, but just wanted to at least test out the location. I'm gonna go ahead and connect the hose up too to make sure that works. That's actually the 3rd reason why, and I should have mentioned this earlier, why I'm putting it over here is because when you run the outlet hose for it, I need it to be clear of the nav lights and the handle of the boat. So it just works out, and the VIN number is actually here too, but I'm not too worried about that. How this should work, I'll connect the hose and see, is it'll come off of there, right up against the transom support, and then up and over right here, be right next to the VIN number. I'm gonna go ahead and connect up the hose, just do a little dry run, make sure everything works and fits before I rivet the top of this in to this track right here. All right, we got a really good fit in there. This hose will go right over the top. The bracket actually holds down this side really good. Once I clamp this hose down, it'll hold down the other side as well. So this will not move at all once it's all said and done. I really like this. It's a pretty clean install this way and very functional. Doesn't take up much space in here at all. So we got this all sized up. It's ready to be installed. But before I do that, I want to go ahead and run all the electrical to this. Negative ground wire will be run from the bilge pump back here to the negative bus bar located right here. You guys can't see it, but I'm pointing at it right now. One power will go to the fuse box and the other one will go to the switch panel. There we go, got my 2 cables. As easy as that. This conduit's working out really good. I am super excited about this. I will do all my future builds with at least 1.25 inches to 1.5 inches wide conduit. Just makes the build and wiring process that much easier. You can spend a lot of time just trying to funnel wires through really tiny conduits like I did on my boat, and that was a big headache. Got everything installed, looks really good in there securely. I am gonna secure the drain tube to the transom. Then on the outside of the boat, the tube will come over and I will put an additional clamp on the outside. Additional clamp will go on the outside holding down the tube so it doesn't get ripped off or hung up on anything and will drain any water that goes in this boat. This is the one that would go to the switch. I'm connecting it to the fuse box just to give it some power to see if it'll turn on. So I'm actually mimicking flipping an on switch by touching the power right here on the fuse box. All right, so let's give it a try. You should hear the bilge pump turn on. This one over here will go on here, but it will not turn it on. This is for the auto feature on the bilge pump. So if need be, The bilge will kick in automatically once this is connected. So this wire will actually go to the fuse box when I do the final wiring. Now, if you have a boat, I highly recommend installing a bilge pump if you don't already have one in there. I can tell you from personal experience, I remember when I built out this boat right here, within the first week or two when I took it out, launching the boat, forgot to plug my boat and took in a lot of water, and the bilge pump pumped it out right away. I can't imagine not having one. It could save your boat and potentially save your life. So definitely install one if you don't have one already. Shout out to the winner, the Funkin' CT. You won the giveaway. You'll be receiving these 2 items right here, one of each, sent directly to your home, directly from Super Clean. So make sure you send me a message on Instagram or Facebook so I can get this shipped directly to you. Shout out to the winner, the Funkin' CT. You're gonna be super happy with these products. I am not sponsored by them, but they did sponsor this giveaway. Shout out to Super Clean. Guys, we got a lot of cool things coming up on this channel. A lot of videos that just need editing. I can keep telling you guys, like, we're filming a lot. I still have the Alumacraft 1232 to keep pumping out to you guys. Wait till you see the reveal on the Alumacraft 1232. That boat is sick. Oh my gosh, I actually wanted to keep it and not give it back to my customer, but that's the business, man. You gotta build it and let go of the boat and let them enjoy their boat. And for anyone out there who's interested in having me mod their boats personally, send me a message and we will talk. I'm gonna be modding more John boats as we go. It could be yours. Anyway, guys, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment, follow us on Instagram and Facebook. As always, stay safe out there. We'll see you in the next video.